Hey guys, you're back with the third video in our series of Between the Wars. And today we're going to take a look at what's happening in Italy, and in particular, what leads to the rise of fascism in Italy. And fascism is going to be born out of the mind of a man named Benito Mussolini. And to get you started with his early life, he'll be born in July 1883 in the northern part of Italy. He's raised in a Catholic household. His father was an active socialist. Now, originally he will work as a journalist in a socialist press. He follows in his father's footsteps. He becomes a socialist. But his support for Italy's entry into World War I led to his break with socialism. He did not agree with what was going on. However, that will not stop him from being drafted into the Italian army in September 1915. And here are some pictures of his time while he is a soldier. Now, originally, Mussolini is a member of the Socialist Party. However, he'll be thrown out because of his view that Italy should join World War I. He wanted to get into it. So he creates a new ideology, and it's called fascism. And he combines the view of nationalism and socialism, and he smashes them together. And that smashing is called fascism. It's a system where one leader has complete power over a nation with a goal of making it completely independent of other nations. So you grow your own food, you build your own supplies, you make your own stuff. You don't need anybody, you don't need any other country to give you anything, you don't need any imports or anything. You just are focused on yourself and you are completely independent. Fascism also states that the goals of the nation are more important than anything else, including citizens. Fascism is thus an example of a totalitarian ideology. So, this, as I just said, is an example of totalitarian ideology. It's just a different version of totalitarianism. Joseph Stalin and him did not like each other, but they are still totalitarian dictators because of their belief that one person is essentially in charge of everything in the country. And that's what Mussolini did. To give you an idea from the horse's mouth exactly what he believes. All within the state, nothing outside the state, nothing against the state. Kind of sums up the ideology of fascism right there. He'll rise to power. He'll set up the Fascist Party. Promises to solve Italy's problems. Now, I hope you're noticing a connection here. Stalin and Mussolini and eventually Hitler are all going to promise to solve their respective countries' problems. He promises to rebuild Italy and recreate the Roman Empire. He organizes armed gangs called Black Shirts. He comes to power in 1932 when he's appointed prime minister, and he does that. He's appointed prime minister so that way the king can prevent a communist revolution in Italy, because the king obviously did not want the country to turn communist, because therefore he'd be out of power. So Mussolini is now prime minister. He wants more power. So he establishes his goal is to establish the Fascist Party as the most important party in Italy. He devises that method, that way of doing it. In 1932, he creates the March on Rome. He's going to organize his party, and he's going to march to the capital of Rome. And Mussolini says this at a party conference: either the government will be given to us, or we shall seize it by marching on Rome. And he will take it by marching on Rome. Here's a picture of the fascists as they march. Several thousand fascists will march in unison to the country's capital in Rome. So, obviously, we wouldn't be talking about him if he wasn't successful. Obviously, he was successful. So, his big goal is to recreate the Roman Empire. He wants Italy to be a strong, powerful nation again. Now, after Mussolini takes over, Italy is going to be blacklisted by the League of Nations. The members of the League of Nations are not going to talk to Italy after Mussolini pretty much until Mussolini leaves. So Mussolini goes to the only person who will talk to him, and that man is Adolf Hitler. And as you can see, there's a picture of them shaking hands right there. They will form an agreement. They'll form an alliance. If either country needs the help of the other, then they'll get involved. Their goals are listed right here. Once again, creating a new Roman Empire. He wants to annex and take control of those three countries. Bam. new Roman Empire coming up again. Here are some pictures after they were killed. Him and his mistress will be killed. They won't be killed till after the war is over, but just to give you kind of a heads up, they were not popular amongst the people of Italy. Benito especially, he was quite hated actually by a good decent chunk of the Italian population, to the point that whenever he is killed, and his story is an interesting death to begin with, but when he is killed, as you can see on the left, him and his mistress's bodies will be hung up and left to rot, sending a message to everybody else. But as you can see next time, we are getting to what is going on in Germany after World War I. But until then, guys, I will talk to you next time. See you later.